Welcome to the SV2 Big Think-A-Thon. Woohoo! I think I know most of you, but for those who don't, I'm Bill Brownell. I'm a partner with SV2, and I'm currently serving as the board chair for SV2. And I'm proud to point out that two previous board chairs are here, Nancy Heinen and Lance Force. Okay, Force of Nature, that's right. So, how many of you were here last year? We had an event like this. Good, okay. We have some veterans in the audience. I think we had really positive feedback about that event, and both the grantees and the partners, I think, found it valuable. So hopefully you'll enjoy this evening as well. And it's great to see so many fellow partners here, as well as our inspiring and talented grantees who you will hear from momentarily. For those who are new to SV2, I thought I'd just mention a couple of things about us. So we're basically a community that's focused on doing good. And we are all about learning together, giving together, and working together to achieve social impact. And in the process of doing that, we feel that we accelerate our own evolution as individuals and givers, as well as accelerating the progress of the social enterprises or social ventures that we invest in. So we've had a busy year this year in doing what we do. We've had grant rounds on education, economic opportunity, affordable housing. We've also had a pretty robust impact investing round this entire year. And by June, we'll have 5 new SV2 grantees and 3 new impact investees. So pretty good. So we've been busy. And also, we've continued to have learning events through the year. Learning is a big part of what we do. We've had a variety of topics, including how to do effective due diligence on nonprofits. If you join a nonprofit board, what does effective governance look like? And also, if you're giving and then sometimes thinking about the rest of your investment portfolio, how do you align your investments with your values? We had a really interesting session on that recently. We also have continued to have our really popular and fantastic SV2 Teens and SV2 Kids programs, which show that SV2 is kind of a family affair. So, and there's several in the audience I know that have been involved with that. We were recognized this year in a new report that came out that was sponsored by the Packer Foundation called the Giving Code. How many of you have seen or heard of this report? Great, so most of you have. So we were pleased to see that in that report they talked about SV2 as a key catalyst for philanthropy and social impact in Silicon Valley. So we're proud of that recognition. But we don't want to rest on our laurels, and in good Silicon Valley fashion, we're talking about, well, how do we take it to the next level? And so we're right now in the middle of some strategic planning. And I wanted to mention that because we have a set of ideas about what we could do over the next 3 years that are percolating around. And we're holding a couple of workshops in May to gather partner feedback. So if you're interested in joining us, we'll talk about the concepts we have and get your feedback and have some discussion. There's one of these workshops on May 11th at lunchtime, and there's another on May 16th in the evening. So we'd welcome you to join us on at least one of those. So we have a great night in store. We're going to give out a really important award shortly. Then we're going to hear from all of our grantees who are going to give us some challenges that they're facing. Then we're going to go off and brainstorm about these challenges, and then we'll reconvene later in the reception area for some dessert. So with that, I'm going to pass the baton for the next part of our program to our truly superstar executive director, Jen Rattay. Give it up for Jen.
Thank you, Bill. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. It's my pleasure to unveil the recipient of the 2017 Laura Arriaga Andreessen Social Impact Award. This award was created in 2010 and is named in honor of SV2's founder. Every year, the award is presented to an SV2 partner who has gone above and beyond in service of the SV2 community. And you can find the complete list of distinguished past awardees in your program. I'm delighted to announce that SV2 partner and board member Allison Elliott has been chosen by her peers this year as this year's awardee. Those of you who know Allison, like I know many of you do, you know that she's truly a big thinker, and she's equally a big roll-up-her-sleeves doer. After becoming an SV2 partner 7 years ago, Allison has gone all in at SV2. And as just one example, Allison stepped up to lead her SV2 peers in SV2's education grant round, not once, not twice, but 3 times. Since joining the SV2 board 6 years ago, she's stepped up even more into additional leadership roles. She has helped with our rebranding, our website relaunch, and has served on numerous board committees, including strategic planning and our grant-making review, and on and on and on. In fact, Allison is such a dedicated leader to the nonprofits she supports that she could not physically be here to be honored in person tonight. I know. Anyone want to guess why? That's right. It's because Allison is currently leading a board meeting on the East Coast. So classic, committed, wonderful Allison. As you can imagine, she's extremely sad to not be able to be here with everyone tonight. She's with us in spirit, and she's written some remarks that she's asked me to share with you. I'm honored to receive this award and to be recognized for a contribution to SV2. But honestly, the appreciation flows in both directions. Through the years, I have been a partner. I have gained so much from the SV2 community and the work we do together. SV2 is a place where I can connect with others who care about giving back to a world that has given us so much. Together, we identify and support innovative social enterprises and leaders who are making a difference locally, nationally, and across the globe. SV2 not only builds the capacity of social impact organizations, it also builds our individual capacity as givers to support social change. Through SV2, I am part of something larger than just me and my family. Allison continues, founder Laura Arriaga Andreessen uses the term philanthropy of action to describe SV2 and its work. I love this description because I think it captures so much of SV2's unique value. SV2 is very much an action-oriented and dynamic organization. Led by active partners, SV2 continually experiments with new ways to build engagement and impact. Allison concludes, thank you, SV2 partners, SV2 grantees, from whom I have learned and continue to learn so much. I look forward to new opportunities to create positive social change with all of you. Allison will be back physically with us next week for SV2's first strategic planning workshop, specifically the one on May 11th that Bill mentioned. So hopefully you can all come out to that. It should be a lot of fun, and you can congratulate Allison in person then. To close, we are deeply grateful that Allison, like so many of you in the room tonight, has dedicated her wise, humble, kind, big thinking and big doing spirit to SV2, to our grantees, to the Silicon Valley community, and beyond. Thank you, everyone, for being part of SV2's determined and collaborative efforts to help bring our vision of a thriving Silicon Valley to life. Now, please welcome my colleague, very talented colleague, Ashley Clark, our Director of Grantee Impact and Community Operations, and Ashley's going to tee up the next part of the program.
I will be your cruise director this evening, and I'm really excited to tell you a little bit more about all the big thinking that we're going to do this evening. But before I start on that, I just wanted to take a moment to say a few thank yous to the many people that made tonight possible. First, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Legacy Venture and New Resource Bank, for sponsoring this event and many things that we do at SV2. So I don't think they're here yet, but we'll give them a round of applause. Second, I'd like to thank our team of lead partners. They work all throughout the year very closely with our grantees and investees, and they've also been collaborators and co-conspirators in tonight's event. So I'd love to give them a round of applause for all of their hard work all throughout the year and tonight. And then finally, we are beyond thrilled to have 9 grantees and investees with us from our current portfolio tonight. thank you, big thank you to all of you for all of your hard work preparing for tonight's session and for all of your good humor in preparing for tonight's session. We're excited for them to share all of their work with you tonight. So moving on to the details. In a moment, each of these folks will come up and they're going to take the stage and tell us a little bit about their organizations and the opportunities and challenges that they're facing. They'll each have 90 seconds to give lightning fast presentations, and then we'll go into breakout sessions. So important thing to know, we'll have 2 breakout sessions of 25 minutes each. And the groups have not been pre-assigned, so it's super important to listen really closely so that you can kind of hear what everyone's saying and then determine which 2 breakout sessions that you'd like to attend. As you can tell, we think it's going to be a really full, but also hopefully fun evening, and we expect that as you go through the evening, you might feel like oftentimes you're just starting to get into the conversation, and it might be you might feel like, oh, I'm just getting into it, and then we have to stop. But it's kind of the spirit of the evening where we hope we're leaving you wanting just a little bit more, whether that's more time with our grantees and investees, whether that's more time with partners and friends, or more opportunities to engage in meaningful and impactful work at SV2. So I'm going to stop talking, and I'd love for us to dive in. I'm excited to welcome our first presenter to the stage, Chad Borges from Destination Home.